think it's 5 or 6 years old.
That's a funny story. I watched Victoria in Kino 2. I was the only one in the audience. I was the only person. And I was so mad. I'm like, do you understand what you're missing? Do you understand what you're missing? I was so mad at Victoria. It was just...
It's amazing. Thank you, Sarah, for that. And I'm completely agree with you. It's really a great movie, and it's been a while since I said that after doing other movies, but to go back to the genre, to do a story actually that's really happening, or maybe it will one day. I hope not. That when you telling a fantastic story, by fantastic I mean the genre, when you start with something real and ending with something which is not. Sometimes as an audience, I always have a hard time like finding it like completely real. And when I saw Victoria, I said, I think I would love to try to tell this kind of a story in one take, just to give more realism and to bring also some. There is a lot of moment in the movie where maybe it takes a little bit too much time or not, but I mean, when you do this kind of exercise, you have to accept that. And I think, like in life, sometimes it's too long or too fast, and I really wanted to try to do it this way. So we shot the movie in 5 days. We did 5 takes because I wanted the movie to start at the end of the day. And oh yes, yeah, it's funny. I mean, so we shot 5 times the movie. The first night after 2 weeks of rehearsal with the actor, 1 week with rehearsal with the technical crew, and we shot on Monday. It was a total disaster. On Tuesday it was also a total disaster. It probably less, I don't know, maybe more in technical problems. I mean, everything was going in the wrong direction. And the third date was like, God came, if God exists, but God came to us, and it was raining, and we needed to start at 9:25 because we shut down all the city, because the movie you saw is 8 kilometers around the city, so we had to have like this retired person who are pretty big fan of bike riding, Tour de France. So they like to block streets. So we had like 100 like retired people blocking all the streets of the region. And thanks to them, because they were so nice, and without them, I don't know if we could have made it. And the third day, I don't know what happened. It was raining, like dark cloud. And at 9:20, 2 minutes before shooting, like the rain stopped, and the sky went turned from black to blue, and we got it from the beginning to the end in one take. Then we redo it again on Thursday, and the movie you saw is a Friday shot, so it's a 5th take. If you see at the moment, there is we lose the focus when she's running an ace. And so it was because the focus probably was like it was too far from where we were focusing and the camera. But when you do this kind of exercise, you need to accept this kind of default. I mean, like I don't remember the name in English, but effect default. When it's going not the right direction, and it was cool, and I thought like, okay, I'm using it. I will try to find a sound design that can enhance the fact that it's blurry and that we maybe might be more with them, but much more than that, what was great, it was the implication of the 2-3 great actors that are playing in the movie. They were so because they're young and they haven't made like tons of movies. They said yes, and it was a crazy experience for them. And after the movie, they were very happy. But it was kind of insane. And I remember like the last take, we all cried. Milton plays Roma. He went to the hospital because when he's like smashing the car, he broke his fingers. He was so into it. And then I saw him like, we need to continue shooting. And I saw, we need to bring him to the hospital. look, I went to the hospital. Then Laurie started to be mad. She beat, wait, she beat Lucille neck when she's on the motorcycle, and at the end of the take, like all Lucille and Laurie, they all fall on the ground crying. I mean, they already shot at the edge, obviously, but they cried because it was that intense. And I hope the intensity of their composition and how they embody the character is on screen, because you cannot have that by shooting in a conventional way. I mean, because when you're 40 minutes on screen, you're 40 minutes on screen and you don't cheat. So even if also Olivier said to Dustin Hoffman when they were shooting Marathon Man that you just have to act. You know this story about at the end of the movie, the two of them are supposed to be very tired, and because they just had this chase on in Manhattan and the woods. I don't remember the name of the woods in the middle of Manhattan, but they're running, and so the next day they shoot the scene after the chase, and Dustin Hoffman say, okay, give me 30 minutes and I need to run, so I'm ready to shoot. So 30 minutes before shooting time, so we start to run, like, and then the first lady say, yeah, go, we start shooting 5 minutes. He arrived on set, and Laurence Olivier came out of his trailer, like that, and he started to, and he played the scene as good as he is, and Dustin Hoffman was so amazing. How do you do? He said, I act. and I love this story because so I'm not really. I think Dustin Hoffman. I like his way of thinking about, like, this is two different schools, but we actually were more like actor studio because they were really embodied, and Laurie told me at the end of the shoot, she said, what I have done, David, please tell me I didn't mess up the movie. I don't remember anything of what I did. Okay. So, no, it was really a different experience, and a really, it was an artistic and human, I mean, like, as a crew, it was like a football, soccer team winning the World Cup when we first made it from the beginning to the end, because everybody told us that we were crazy. We had to make it, try to find some cut. And it's not to make, like, I think it brings a soul to the movie, I hope. I mean, I didn't make it only to do one take, just to do one take. I hope it brings souls to the movie.
Yeah, I mean, the character's emotion was really, really raw. And I wonder when you shoot, when you worked with the shooting, like, how much was improvised, or how much did you have a full script and gave them, or how much were like cues and they could?
We had a normal, typical script with, there is, when you real time, because the movie, of course, is obviously real time because it's a one take. You cannot go into, like, writing this three-dimensional character that needed to be clear at the first act, and wow, if you work this way. But I mean, so I wrote the action, and then I had the clear idea on the character I wanted. Then I cast the actors, and it was a mix between my lines. And as I'm 48 years old, and I try to write as a 20 years old, so, and they call me the millennium loser. So Laurie, she say, hey, millennium guys, this is not how we speak. So of course I needed they helped me in making my dialogue more, I mean, like, real. I mean, because so it was just an exchange, and it was really we had so much confidence in each other that it was really an exchange. So it's partly sometimes it's I cannot control anything. I mean, like, yes, I cannot control. Yeah, when you say, I just said action and cut, and that's it. So yeah, it's directed by me. It's just an audience. But no, it was they of course they had they knew the choreography was, for example, at the beginning in the car. It was really we rehearsed a lot. So we rehearsed most of the scene that take place inside the location, and of course when it's moving, we rehearsed without moving because it was complicated to do the whole rehearsal. No, it's very basic. I think it was really like very close to the script I wrote, like probably 80%, and the 20% is their magic, and I thank them again because I'm very thankful for what they brought to the mic.
Yes, the actors were phenomenal. Special Anna's.
She's crazy.
Yeah, and like I said, this long shot probably can't go in, like cut, change this. I mean, when the actors start, then all the trust goes on the actor to the end of the movie. No, but another thing you talked about, the pacing, like how, because there's no editing, the film is not editing, but the pacing, it's so like on point, like when it feels so well combined.
The sound is really was really I mean, the sound is very important. I mean, like I think I prefer sound, and I don't know, but it's as important as what we're saying. But when you have a movie that needs sometimes to have its rhythm getting faster and all that, you use the sound as a film editor, it was really like a sound design that was really special, because more than sound design, we know that every time we sound designing a movie, it's going faster. When in all of the movies, when you do your first cut and then you do your first rough sound design cut, the movie goes like twice fast, most of the time. And here, when you need to find the good timing, in all the scene when sometimes it was too long, so it was really the sound who helped us to keep the pace as cool as possible, and so we get into this roller coaster, and it doesn't end until the end.
Yeah, and we know that music and sound can use that as tool for pacing.
Yeah, I mean, the sound is like the best friend for movie making. It's so precious, and with this kind of a gesture, I don't say exercise, because it's not an exercise or gesture to make one take. It's just it's the sun it was my best friend, and we worked like 6 months on the sound. I did not have editing, so the time of editing I put it in the sound. It was really a lot of work, this and the VFX, because you don't see, but sometimes you see the shadow of the camera on the actors and all that. So we got everything has been taken off, and I think we have to go.
No, we have actually.
Because
question.
Sarah is
We can take one
looking
question
at us
from the audience. And it's that one, just someone has a question to David? Yes? Yes. Okay. And this is the best movies I ever seen. It was incredible for me.
Thank you so much. Okay.
By the way, I'm studying at cinema, so I can imagine how hard this movie to shoot. So I just wonder, is it any invisible cuts?
No. No, really.
Okay,
No, for me, and it's not a matter of being like, this movie needed to be with soul, and to be true. And if you do something true, at one point I was like having the possibility to, when the train is coming, so the train is not a real train, it's a VFX train.